Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I decided to show you a very close game that I played on Stadium. Despite what you're going to see in the beginning, this game is much closer than the first couple of minutes lets off. Right here in the beginning, I'm just going to destroy people, get triple kills, jump shots, awesome shots, very tactical, precise kind of stuff. A little bit of theater mode showing off style here in the beginning, but that's going to be about it. These guys, no matter how schleppy they look right now, are going to come back and start putting some hurt on me and my teammates. Speaking of teammates, this is one of the very last games that I am ever going to get to play with Rushman 0. He's a very, very old friend of mine and clanmate from back in the days of Halo 2. Yes, that's right. I played gaming back in the days of Halo 2. Hell, I played it. I was clanning when Xbox Live first started back in Unreal Championship. But Rushman joined the clan back in Halo 2 days, and he's been around for a very long time. But he just recently decided to sell his Xbox and give up gaming forever, for good. So this is one of the very last few games that we played together. It was him, his girlfriend, and me, and we more or less held the team down. And I didn't want our last game to be a loss, so no matter how bad I was lagging, no matter how cheap or FAMAS holing or AK-74U blah 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 these guys were, I decided that I was going to stick through this game and win no matter what. The gun you're seeing me use right now is an MP5K with rapid fire. I'm just trying to get a new feel for guns because people are telling me that dual Scorpions are actually starting to get boring now. I know other commentators are starting to do dual Scorpions and I do them too much, so I'm trying out the MP5K with rapid fire and steady aim so I can spray people and so I can aim down sights pretty fast after running. Still rocking lightweight. I have lightweight on almost all of my classes. It's probably my favorite perk just because I like to be very, very fast. And my kill-death ratio in this game is good, but it's probably not as good as it would be if I was using dual Scorpions or a weapon that I were more familiar with. But I'm really pushing myself, trying to get new, interesting gameplay for you guys, and I hope you find this game interesting. Even though I die a lot, even though you're not going to see like 10,000 attack helicopters, this is a very close game. Watch this little jump shot I get right here. Jump, pow, right in the face. I hope you find it entertaining because I like playing against good people. I like playing against people that make me struggle, that make me say, son of a bitch, that fucking whore, how did he do that? It's like, this is impossible, he can't possibly aim that good. Or you ever think that you have the jump on somebody, but actually they're predicting that you have the jump on them and they're setting a trap for you and they kill you? That's a smart person. I like playing with people like that, because when I beat a person like that, it's way more satisfying than killing any one of these morons that just run straight at you, spraying their little 7.4Us and stuff like that. There are some people like that in this game. You won't see so much of the nuances of it because I won't be talking about it. I'm going to be talking about a lot of other things because, well, if you're interested in the gameplay, it more or less speaks for itself. Yeah, this guy with the suppressed MPL was hunting me for the majority of the game, and he put some hurt into me, like right here. He's going to get me and a teammate. The first thing I'd like to say is that a lot of you try to get in touch with me through private messages, comments, anything. Probably the easiest way to get in touch with me is Twitter. I'm on Twitter all the time, always on Twitter, always tweeting, doing the whole Twitter thing now. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's just twitter.com/drifter. If you haven't made a Twitter account, I would actually recommend it. I was very staunchly against Twitter for a long time. I still think the concept is fairly stupid for a lot of reasons, but it's very good at getting in touch with people that are difficult to get in touch with. All of the big name commentators, or just celebrities in general for that matter, they all use Twitter, and it's really great because it allows them to communicate with tons and tons of people that would otherwise have absolutely no contact with. Look at that guy up in the window just shooting his noob tubes. My bad habit is I don't knife as much as I should, and I have a tendency to take the enemy's weapons when I shouldn't, like the silencer that get me killed. But then again, I put like 20 rounds into the stairs right there. I don't know, I guess I don't panic knife. My first instinct is to shoot. It always was to shoot, and it always will be to shoot. But anyway, if you guys want to play with me in open lobbies, if you want to ask me questions, if you want to catch up with me, dude, just Twitter. You'll get an answer really quickly. On the another part of the Twitter front, Euphorian Films, my machinima production group, also just recently launched a Twitter page. So I'd appreciate it if you would follow them, or if you're into the whole machinima thing, follow Euphorian Films. We are the best production group around that I know of. There are people that produce solid content as a solo, but we've been putting out as a group some really amazing stuff for a very, very long time. Moving on, there's not going to be any more live streams, at least for a while. I'm still trying to figure out why the desktop won't let me live stream, and I'm working on getting my capture card back to cooperating with my live streaming program. I really, really cannot seem to understand the problem. I'm not stupid. I'm really not. I've tried lots and lots and lots of different fixes, no less than 20, be it hardware settings, software settings, processor priority settings, window mode, tons of little things. I haven't got it to work consistently yet. I'm still working on it. I will be able to live stream in the next, I'm just going to say couple of weeks, because I'm hard-headed and I like to solve problems. But until then, it probably won't be any. If you see me on live stream without announcing something, that's because I'm testing it. That's because I've got a new configuration for whatever the hell the live stream was, and I'm trying to make it work that way. Next, a lot of people ask me a lot of questions about their channel or channel advice. Hey Drifter, why is your channel big? Can you help me grow? Blah blah blah. And I think some word has gotten around that I answer more questions than I probably should, so I'm getting a lot more questions in my inbox about help my channel grow, like this video, what do you think of this series, blah blah blah. And look at these two guys, both had flak jacket. That could have been a double kill. Grenade didn't kill either of them. The best advice that I can give you to grow your channel, if you're doing your own, you need two things. The first thing is you need excellent video quality. That's first. We're talking nowadays the standard is unfortunately HD. I'm going to recommend against standard definition capture cards. You're going to want proper widescreen, good aspect ratios, good color correction. You want good audio quality, not like, hey guys, sitting in a fan right now. That's bad. At the end of, see, this guy is smart. That's what I was talking about. He knew I was going to come down there, and he came down there to get me. Very clever guy. You need to have really good content on your channel. Filming your TV doesn't count. Having videos smushed or stretched or bad audio quality. At the end of the day, people are not going to be forgiving for these. No matter what the excuse is, the audience will not be forgiving. So you need to have the video quality at maximum. And the next thing you need to have is good content. And when I mean good content, if you're going to do a commentary, you need to say something interesting, something that people can relate to gravitate toward, that they will like. If you're just talking about the gameplay, that's one thing. If you have excellent gameplay, if you're the gameplay master, if you're the MLG guy, that's the way to go for you. If you're kind of like me and your gameplay isn't always that spectacular, you're going to have to get a little bit more creative. That was a pretty long shot, and I get raped in the back by this MPL guy. A little bit more creative about your content or subject matter. But the number one thing that I can tell anybody to do right now is you need to make a series. You need to come up with a unique idea, a unique series that is just entirely, yeah, take that. I'll spray the shit out of that guy. He pissed me off all game. A series that is absolutely unique to your channel. I got lucky. I come up with several of them, which is also my problem. I'm going to talk about this later. But you want your channel to have a unique series with its own vibe, its own feel. It's something different that nobody else does. This doesn't mean I'm going to do a Road to Commander, but I'm only going to use X gun. No, that's not the same thing. That's taking somebody else's idea and doing a slight modification of it. You want something completely different that nobody else has bothered to do before. And I know it seems like all the good ideas are taken. That's because you don't know what the other ideas are until you think of them. That's a place where I died and like that seems a little bit redundant or circular logic, but if you don't come up with a great idea, the next big show, you're not guaranteed anything. And you want to produce this content regularly. You want to have it out on your channel all the time, or at least at regularly scheduled intervals, so that people know when to come looking for it. People subscribe typically not for, what am I trying to say here? Not for random stuff, which is my problem. They subscribe for consistent series that they like, consistent gameplay, consistent personality. Your channel needs to have its own theme, its own feel, its own vibe. Without that, you're kind of just poking around in the dark. Now we're moving into my projects update. I am working on more Nazi Zombies in depth. There's plenty of that coming. I'm working on more regular multiplayer in depth. That's taken a very, very far back seat, but now that summer's here, I'm working on that. Still building up my stockpile of footage for the Epic Dream series. I'm going to move into a series of smaller dreams before I hit the next huge, gigantic story. And showing off didn't, the second episode didn't, or the first non-pilot episode really didn't hit very well on Respawn, so we're kind of rethinking that one over here, wondering what went wrong, why the publicity or attention wasn't there. Gonna do it. The problem with that is I honestly haven't got gameplay that's really so great recently, and I'm waiting on that. And this is kind of leading into the problem with my channel. Like I said, I've got my own set of problems. What you notice is I have 4 or 5 unique series on my channel. I'm rocking the Epic Dream, If It Were Realistic, the In-Depth, the Showing Off, all these other little things that I've got going on, and I keep messing around with other videos in between. So I sit here and I tell you guys that your channel needs to have an overall theme or an overall feel, and I'm putting up shows and series and content that's conflicting and very different from each other. It's very off-putting. Because I have maybe 20,000 subscribers or something like that, but have about 5,000 for each group. So every time I upload one video, I am alienating the other 75% of my audience, and it's very difficult to please everybody at once. So when you start your series, my recommendation is to only start one and don't get caught down kind of where I am, trying to please everybody or merge everything together, because it's a little bit difficult at that point. And not to say I'm quitting anything. I'm plowing ahead because I like the stuff I do. It'll just be varied, and if you don't like it, you can leave. But that's my recommendation. It's kind of a funny thing because you can see the way the audience shifts just demographically in my little insight tool. When I upload a video of one series, I can watch huge unsubscriptions from this age group or from this country or this region, and then I'll upload a video from a different series and I'll watch people from that same age group and region resubscribe. So you have a very different set of core followers. My core is probably more like a pie chart instead of a unified solid thing like it should be. I guess I haven't really been talking about gameplay much. If you haven't noticed, I've been trying to take points and generally getting squashed here. I guess Flak Jacket would be helpful, playing very, very aggressive. So is Rushman, so is Rushman's girlfriend. We've managed to pull the lead here in the very end. I believe they're going to take A and we're just going to hold on to B and ride it out. We didn't always have the lead this game, or maybe we did. I didn't pay that close attention to the score, but it was always very close and very difficult. I didn't even get to... Yeah, I took that guy with me, and then they threw a grenade at me for fun. I don't know why. But I hope you enjoyed this long commentary. I hope you enjoyed the content, and I hope you enjoy the shows that I've got coming up next, because I've got a lot of stuff to work on this summer, and I hope you all hang around for it.